Two dudes making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big loony guys. We be throwing down the rhymes, kicking it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ring Rundown. I hope you guys had a great holiday. How did the holidays treat you, big dog?
Not too bad. We went to the movies. We went and saw Nosferatu on Christmas Eve. It was not bad.
I'm ready to go see that. I want to see that, so I'm interested to hear.
I mean, they had like some really cool transitions between like the black and kind of like dark blue gray and going into the color and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some cool moments and stuff like that. But overall,
was it slow?
I have to give it,
Was it a really slow burn?
It was kind of slow in some spots. Like a lot of it could have picked up in certain places. Overall, I'd probably give it about a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. And then went and saw Wicked again. This time we went and did the sing along on Christmas morning. And then
that's what, 6 times?
That'll be 4.
Must be a damn good movie.
It's an amazing movie.
I don't know. I don't think I would like. I'm not a big fan of I'm not a musical guy. There's only like one musical I like, and that's the original Grease. That's just kind of how I am.
Yeah,
but I might still check it out.
Yeah, but then the wife surprised me with tickets to go see Gabriel Iglesias at a little pop-up spot in downtown Austin. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was only like 100 seats available, 100 tickets available. And it was real small at this place called the Sunset Strip, ATX, which
I know the Sunset Strip, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where he was having it at, and so that was mid-afternoon, so doors were at 5, show started at 6. He had roughly about 50 minutes worth of openers come out, and then he did like an hour-long set, and then an additional about an hour and a half long of Q&A.
That's pretty cool. That was cool of him to do that. So I was in Louisiana.
You went to
I spent quite a bit of time there. We were going to go see the Sonic 3 movie. We were supposed to see it this morning, but my wife went and go dress shopping with her sister instead. But we were going to go see Sonic 3 while we're in Louisiana. But the night we were going to go, tornado touchdown. So we were just like, never mind.
So did you guys not go see Sonic 3 this afternoon then? Like you were saying?
No, we didn't. She went dress shopping and said she's still dress shopping right now. And yeah, so I was like, well, fine, whatever. I was like, we'll go see it tomorrow or something. But I'm dying to see Sonic 3. And I was dying to see Nosferatu. I'm not sure now. That might be one of those I wait for streaming and watch it on my big screen. Yeah. I'm not sure. But other than that, there were 2 other things that I want to touch on before we get started with our topics. The first thing is all the people in California that are affected by the wildfires. Our thoughts and prayers go with you guys. All the best of luck to you guys. I hope that, you guys can get through this. I know you probably have family there and stuff. And
I've got a cousin and his girlfriend, but then I've got a couple good friends of mine that are in the area, but luckily they've been not touched by it. So
yeah, like I called with my job, my location in Van Nuys, and I checked on them, see if they was okay, and they said it's not bad yet. He goes, we had one little fire that popped up a couple blocks away from our facility, but he goes, they put it out pretty quickly, so it's not to the point yet. So yeah, whoever was affected by it, all you people out there in good old Cali, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, and good luck. And I hope you guys see better days than what you're seeing right now. The second thing was during the Christmas break, we lost a big guy that was part of NWA Power and a pretty big fixture in indie wrestling, especially in the Texas area. I met this gentleman many a times going to Texas indie shows. Always a great guy, always very nice. The times I met him, I'm talking about Mr. Jax Dane, passed away from heart complications. So anything you want to add, man?
I really didn't know a whole lot about him, but yeah,
Yeah,
RIP to him, and well, you know, thoughts and prayers to his family. But
yeah. That's the
oh,
main thing. Thoughts, prayers, all the good stuff, good vibes sent to the family and friends of Jack Steen. Good guy. Like I said, I met him a couple times. Always had some very hard hitting matches. I remember one time he crashed into a bunch of us in the front row at Russell Circus at Emos, and it just good guy. Shake your hand. Very nice guy. I heard all the people talking about him that have worked with him, and none of them had anything bad to say about the man. So he will be missed. Yeah. So what else? You have anything else you want to add, brother?
not really right now, just other than a thank you for all of our listeners and subscribers, and thank you again for checking out some of our recent uploads. You know, with the interviews with Bradley Mann and
Good
Brick
stuff.
Savage of Baracho Pro, as well as the fine folks, mom and pop from Hodgepodge Tastic. We'll delve more into that later on, towards the end of the episode on our wrap out. But yeah, man, what do we got first? What do we got going
All
on?
right. So before I put the main thing about it, so we know that Raw had its premiere on Netflix. I thought
The
it was
the
it
official
was
debut
I
of
thought it
Raw
was
on
a decent
Netflix.
show. You know, you can tell their production value has gone up pretty big from the USA
Mhm.
Network. The good camera angles, very high
Well,
def
they got
stuff.
well, not only that, but they got drones flying around
Yeah,
the stadium as well too to get some of those angles and shots and stuff like that. So you definitely need to be thoroughly skilled in operating a drone in order to make sure it's not hitting people in the face, you know.
yeah, especially in a dome like that. I don't know if you ever seen, but have you ever seen like at the Tokyo Dome they have blimps flying around there, like during Wrestle
Oh,
Kingdom stuff.
WWE pay-per-views used to have blimps flying around like 1-800 collect and
Yeah,
whatever else,
I would be
whatever
so
other
scared to be
sponsor.
piloting that. Like I'd be like,
Huh?
oh man, one wrong move, you going into somebody like in the row or something. I'd be so scared. That takes some skill. But a big thing happened. We had a lot of returning stars. We had the Undertaker come out on his bike. We had The
The Rock.
Rock. We
And well,
had
don't forget, not only was it the Undertaker, but it was the American Badass Undertaker.
Undertaker, which was awesome.
Not Dead Man Undertaker, American Badass Undertaker.
Which we've been wanting to see that come back for a little while. We had The Rock. Who else did we have? If I can remember,
John Cena.
John Cena came back. Of course, that's a given. But also one Mister Hulk Hogan, Terry
Yeah, we got a little bit
Bollea.
of controversy surrounding one certain WWE superstar who made their return to WWE programming, and that is, yes, Mr. Real American Beer, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that dude got booed out of the building, man. That was the strongest boos I've heard in a while.
I mean, don't
Uh,
get me wrong, like when the music hit, he had that big pop, but once people actually saw him walking out, that's when
the
you hear the
mood
boos.
shifted. The mood shifted definitely.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Like you kind of got to expect it. All the sketchy stuff in the past with him. I mean, it was to be expected.
Well, and what's funny is, of course, he's sitting there gonna blame it on the politicking part of his career, so to say, but a lot of it is because he's a crap person. So if you're a
Yeah.
crap person, you're gonna get treated like a crap person.
I mean, you can't really go
And
with the politics as the Undertaker came out to a huge pop, so you can't really
but
blame it on that.
well, you kind of can and you kind of can't, because you're right. I mean, we both know Undertaker and Kane have both endorsed WWE Hall of Famer
Donald J. Trump, but
Trump for president, and unfortunately, I mean, whoever you are, he did win. But however, you neither one. Well, aside from Kane on his Twitter or X page, Undertaker really hasn't said anything kind of controversial in regards to his support behind Trump.
Yeah, the thing
whereas
is, I
Hogan
don't
had.
care who anybody supports. That's their business. But when it comes to Hulk Hogan, he had a bunch of weird shit with him, dude.
Oh, I
You
know,
know,
I know, and a lot of it, yes, is because of his history, and the wrestling
yeah, the
business.
whole Bubba the Lunch Love Sponge thing and all that,
Not
like
only that, well, yeah, a lot of it does
racist
come from that, but
racist statements
uh,
that he said in the past. Um,
massive mounds of lies that have come out of his mouth that have been disproven as well too. So,
burying other talent. Um, just a lot of stuff. The guy is not all he cooked. Don't meet your heroes. I've never been a Hulkamania. I mean, I thought Hulk Hogan was okay back in the day, but I've never been a Hulkamania guy. Everybody knows I'm a Taker AJ Styles guy personally, but I mean, it was come to be expected. But boy, they let him know how they felt, boy. And that was
mhm.
crazy. I was like,
And
whoa, when I was
he,
watching me and my little
you know,
nephew.
reports were saying, or there were reports coming out saying that he was shocked, he couldn't believe it, and
What did you expect, bro? I mean, it is what it is. So I feel bad for old boy. That was what's his
I
name?
don't, I don't. Well, Jimmy Hart, yeah,
Jimmy Hart. Yeah, like he had
because
to be in all that. He had to
he
be
was
in
a
all that.
innocent, he was an innocent bystander
Yeah.
in the whole ordeal. I mean, and it's no surprise that the boos were directed at Hogan because every time he spoke, the boos just got louder and louder. And like I said, I laughed. I thought it was hilarious again because you act like a crap person, get treated like a crap person.
So probably it's time for him to leave the wrestling business alone, go sell us a little beer, and just keep quiet and do your thing, bro. Go live your
Well,
life.
apparently, so this it's going to be hard because not only that, but WWE is in a partnership with Hogan's Real American Beer.
Oh man.
But they are going to limit his appearances on WWE television.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. But yeah, so I don't know. Hulk Hogan, whatever. I don't worry. He's an old guy, old wrestler. I'm worried about the wrestlers that are in it right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that was one of the biggest stories coming out of that Netflix debut of sorry if I sound weird. My nose, it feels like I have golf balls in them. But yeah, that was probably the biggest news. It's kind of a slow news right now cycle. I mean, it's kind of be expected, especially, beginning of the year, but that's the biggest thing coming out of that Netflix debut is how bad that dude got booed. That was one of the worst they booed his ass out the building. Now, anything else you want to add before we move on?
I was eating it up. That was my popcorn right there. I was eating that up.
Oh yeah, I was just like, whoa! What did I was like, dang! I was like, tell him how you really feel, California. But yeah. So it is what it is. He got booed, rightfully deserved. We kind of had to expect that was going to happen, but let's go ahead and move on to our next story. Mr. Seth Rollins, man, and I'm not going to say that I was, actually. And this is per Chris Van Vliet on his podcast Insight when he had a sit down talking with Mr. Seth Rollins. But apparently Seth Rollins has been cut out of the Captain America Brave New World movie. And well, I mean it's stale. It kind of sucks, but I mean I wasn't going to go see that movie because Seth Rollins was in it. But
I mean, it happens with every movie. You know, they make like a 3 to 4 hour movie, and then they get all the scenes that they have.
Sometimes it just doesn't fit.
It just more than likely it just didn't fit. But there's always a chance, on the digital release or on the physical media copy version
Director's
of it,
cut.
you get alternate or deleted scenes. So it's not that he possibly won't be in it. It's just for the theatrical release, his scenes are probably cut out. But I mean, there's a chance that could change. Yeah, I mean, they're still pretty much working on post-production right now until the movie comes out in another month. So
we'll see exactly. But I mean, I don't think it's that big of it. We kind of seen the same thing happen with Mr. Maxwell Jacob Freeman over there in AEW. He was in the Iron Claw movie, and apparently he had way more scenes than they actually showed in theoretical release. You only saw him a little. You could tell it was him with that blonde wig, but apparently he had more scenes than that. But that's the only one that they really kept, was him in the ring as the Von Erich's cousin. But yeah, I mean it's not a big deal to me. I'm still gonna see the movie. Like I don't think anybody is going to see Captain Brave New World for Seth Rollins' scenes. That's just my opinion personally.
Right. No,
But
people are gonna go see it because it's a Marvel superhero movie, and you got Anthony Mackie in his first film as Captain America. Aside from Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which was a Disney Plus TV series, but this is his first feature length.
And I love me some Anthony Mackie.
And him taking up the Captain America mantle. So it's going to be something to see. And then I believe we're also getting a new Falcon as well too, with one of Anthony Mackie's friends in the film. But
That's
we're
cool.
also getting to see Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk, which is going to be something
Oh
interesting.
yeah,
That
I've been wanting to
is
see Red
Harrison
Hulk.
Ford's character.
That's pretty cool. I'm done. I've been waiting for Red Hulk to make his debut, the much more violent Hulk. But yeah, I mean, it probably stale for him. That probably stale. I'd be like, if it were me, I'd be pretty let down. I'd be like, man, you cut my shit out. Why my shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
But
mean, granted, I was off all this time from my day job, to shoot these films, and
yeah,
now pretty much they're all cut, and it happens. Unfortunately,
I hope he
it
had a
does
nice
happen.
little paycheck, and I'm pretty sure he still got him a nice little paycheck from the movie.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's the silver lining. But well, let us know what you guys think. Were you guys excited to see Seth Rollins in the new Captain America Marvel movie, or does it really not matter that much to you? Let us know. Sound off in the comments, everybody. All right, the next thing, and I know you have a lot to say about this. Ricochet finally turning heel, finally being more than just the guy that does the flippy doos. So
Right? Yeah. No. So on a recent episode of Dynamite, he attacked Swerve from behind and pretty much stabbed him in the forehead with a pair of golden scissors. So, and I
man, going
believe,
Nick Gage on his ass.
oh yeah, and wasn't Swerve taking on Max Caster in that match as well too? I'm trying to remember who it was that he was facing that Swerve got scissored in a match, so to say.
He literally got scissored. I did see the attacking. I saw the clip, but I didn't see the actual match.
Yeah, I can't
But
remember if it was, I want to say it was Max that he was fighting, and then obviously, of course, Swerve was going to get the win on that one. But then after is when when Ricochet attacked Swerve from behind with the golden scissors. And so this is going to be something interesting to see, man. I think a heel
I want
Ricochet is
to.
what is needed.
I want to see what he got. I want to hear some promos. I want to hear some hateful stuff. I want to see what the guy got as a heel.
I just really want him to be let loose in the ring to show what he really is capable of. And I think that's
Well, if
why.
you think about it, usually heels don't wrestle like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get the pops usually, and I'll say that's not really the case that much anymore. But if I were him, kind of like how the Young Bucks have been doing, they haven't been doing their high spots because they're heels. That's how I would do if I was Ricochet. I would do the whole thing where he goes for a crazy dive, but then stops at the end and like, never mind. It just
Right.
gets out just slides out of the ring and just kicks him.
Right. Get more of his personality and more of his charisma, I guess, so to say. And I mean, I'm sure he's more than likely he's still going to do a couple high flying moves here and there, but it's not.
Oh yeah, he'll probably pull it out. I don't think the guy can help it, bro. That's his bread and butter. So. But hey, it's interesting to see. I think that's awesome. About time.
Yeah.
They should have did it back in WWE, to be honest with you.
And I think that's what a lot of people are hoping to see now, that they finally, let him unleash, so to say, is, actually let him do his thing and show what he's capable of. So it's definitely going to be something to see. And whenever Swerve and Ricochet do meet in the ring again, it's gonna be magic.
Oh yeah, they're both very talented wrestlers, and it's gonna be great to see them lock horns. But hey, let us know, what do y'all think about Ricochet? Y'all think it's a good idea? Well, we all think it's a good idea. Ricochet, he needed a little life breathed into his. I mean the flips and flops and all that stuff. It's awesome to watch, but you're only gonna get so far with that stuff. It's time you get that character out there. Get that, show people what you can do on that mic
This,
and
yeah,
get
this
those
this, this is
mannerisms.
definitely a chance for more character refinement, more character
Yeah,
development.
interesting to see. I'm glad that AEW had the guts to do it because WWE didn't. So, but well, I wish all the luck to Ricochet. I always like me some Ricochet. Dude's amazing to watch. So let's see how he does as a heel. I think it's a great idea. I think it should have happened a long time ago. But we fantasy book. Who cares what we think? Now, moving along to Mr. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Apparently, he just re-signed a talent contract as a wrestler with AEW. Supposedly, it's the last one he'll ever sign. And he has his sights set on the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, so apparently, just this past Wednesday on Dynamite, he had a little face-to-face off with MJF, and MJF revealed that it was only a 1-year contract because according to Max, he wasn't viewed as having anything more longer than that in his tank. So now, do you think that's true, or do you think that is just a work?
I mean, the guy looks
Was it a
good.
shoot or was it a work?
I think it's a good look. He looks good for his age. I'm not sure. I think it might be a shoot because he probably didn't want longer than that. And we see John Cena's doing the same thing. He's probably going to do the same thing here, before they go, right off into the sunset, and do their stuff behind the scenes and kind of retire from in-ring competition. What wrestler doesn't one last, run at the title?
Right.
Most
And
wrestlers do that.
yeah. So yes, Jeff Jarrett has made his stake to try and claim the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Do you see Double J being an AEW top guy with the world title?
If it was in WWE, I would say probably not. But with AEW, you never know. I think is a strong possibility we may see a short run, with the title on Double J. Maybe. I mean, I think it would be a cool thing to do. Let the guy have one little last run, cap off that career, that long career. But, I mean, it remains to be seen. May or may not happen, I'd be cool if it happens,
Right. So now, when we had Class on as our third guest, or our third co-host, so to say, we were talking about the Owen Hart Cup and how people were criticizing Tony Khan booking Jeff Jarrett into it. Do you feel this is Jarrett trying to do the same thing, trying to interject himself into a world title picture as what he kind of has a history of knowing to do, especially
Probably
from his time in WCW and in NWA TNA, I should say?
Yeah, probably so. But I mean, that doesn't bother me. I mean, he's at his career. He's not here for a long time. Pretty much any wrestler, that's what they would want to do. Before they, ride off into the sunset. Like I said, they, one little last run with the title. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not for it. I wouldn't be mad at it if they put the strap on him for a little bit, just give him something to cap off that career. But it's probably, he is interjecting himself into it. But I don't necessarily think that's a horrible thing, like a lot of people think. The dude, like I said, it's not going to be for long. So he probably very well only has 1 year talent contract. So
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to
it
it.
would be something to kind of maybe make him a transitional champion.
Yeah,
think? And
yeah.
just kind of have it on him for maybe a month or two.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Couple weeks, couple months. Let him carry that belt, do some heel stuff, and then get the baby face in there and take it right back from him. But hey, and then after that, he loses it. Hey, bow out. I'm done. Let me go. Train others and do some producing and stuff or whatever he wants to do. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed. It's whatever. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I would understand if they did it or not. you know. So, but Joe Jarrett's okay in my book. We wouldn't have TNA if it wasn't for that man. So, I think the world wrestling world owes him a little bit, you know, a little shine
A
at the
little
end.
bit, but don't forget though,
He's had
excuse
his
me, it,
controversies too.
yeah, definitely. I mean, his dad being, Jerry Jarrett and everything like
Yeah,
that, to his run and AW, or was it AWA? I know it was Memphis Wrestling, obviously where he got to start and everything like that. And then yeah, going over to WWE where he was the Double J, and then actually turned into Jeff Jarrett, and then over to WCW. And then when WCW went under, him starting NWA TNA, um, there in Nashville at the fairgrounds, and then when he was
the
kind
good
of,
old asylum years.
yep, when he was kind of excommunicated from TNA, and then created
Global
Global
Force.
Force there in Vegas, and then finally TNA Wrestling kind of joining forces with Global Force to where their heavyweight championship was essentially the Global Force heavyweight championship. And then finally being brought back into WWE with the Hall of Fame
That was
induction.
so fast, bro. Like he
It
was only
was really
there.
quick.
They gave him
And
a
then
job and
now,
everything, and then a couple months later,
and
I
then,
just saw that he was gone. I was like, damn, that
yep.
didn't last no time.
And yeah, and then now here in AEW. So, like what we discussed, man, it's no secret that he kind of tends to interject himself into world title pictures if he has anything to do with the company. But I think this one might just be a little bit different.
Yeah, just throw him a bone. I don't see a problem with it. Like if he was still wanting to have a long career and keep doing it, yeah. But we all know, and I think that is a shoot that he probably only has. Tony Khan probably just gave him a year. Hey, you can go ahead and cap off your career here in AEW. No, I'm not against it. So, well, we'll just have to see how it plays out, like we always say here at the Ring Rundown.
Just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So, well, good luck to Jeff Jarrett, Double J. Yeah, it is what it is. Now, in other news, staying with AEW, apparently Bray Wyatt's widow, Miss JoJo Offerman, did a couple spots, a couple announcing gigs over at some dark matches for AEW. That's interesting.
Yes, I mean, yeah, like it says on the screen, JoJo was seen back in the ring doing some ring announcing for prior to the start of AEW Collision with their dark matches, and there is a potential that she might actually become all elite. So this is definitely something that's gonna need to keep an eye on, because last we heard, WWE and her were, I don't want to necessarily say in bed together, but WWE was gonna make sure that her and Bray's kids, all four of them, were gonna be taken care of.
Now,
That
maybe it may have just been, oh, she was visiting her friends, and then maybe Tony Khan, well, hey, you want to jump in the ring and do a couple announcing, just get in there, just as a little special, wow, a little special surprise for the fans. It could have just been that. Maybe she does sign. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, it was just, I'm not 100% sure on the actual specific details of the arrangement, but from, if I'm remembering correctly, that WWE was gonna make sure her and Bray's kids were all taken care of, that they wouldn't have anything to worry about. Kind of like much how Tony Khan is doing with Brody Lee Jr.
Yeah.
and with John Huber, aka Brody Lee's, widow. They were, some sort of arrangement was done. I mean, maybe that's like it's no strings, where even though, yeah, they are helping ensure that her and their kids are taken care of, but she has free range to go and go wherever she wants. So this is,
I didn't
like
see the harm in it, and like I said, very well could have been just she just happened to be there. Hey, you want to jump in and do some announcing? Cool. This is a
Yeah,
little treat to the fans that are there in
yeah.
attendance.
Like I said, this is just something that another thing that we're gonna have to keep our eyes on and just wait and see what happens. So, but what do our listeners, what do our fans think? Do we think that JoJo jumping back into the ring at AEW is the right move, or do you think she should show some loyalty to WWE and just stay there?
We'll just have to see how that works. I'm not opposed to either. Like I said, I don't really have a. I mean, if she likes to announce, she might as well go somewhere where she can do it. She enjoys the job. It always seemed like she did. So we'll just have to see. And maybe it could be a thing. Staying in WWE reminded her of the loved one that she lost. So maybe a fresh start, fresh company.
So on Raw's Netflix, their new ring announcer that they have, I feel, so I know this is kind of a sidebar to it, but I feel like their new ring announcer for Monday Night Raw, they're trying to replicate what they had with Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, the girl with the crazy hair, kind of
look like Sonic the Hedgehog hair.
Yeah. No, so I don't know how I feel about her. I mean, I guess she's doing all right,
But just her vocal inflections and her tone.
It does sound familiar.
That she was doing was them trying to replicate what they had with Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. It kind of threw me off. I was like, "Who's that?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay, she's an announcer." I didn't even know about her. But
I think isn't Lillian Garcia's?
Yeah,
Garcia is back now, but she's over on SmackDown now, isn't she?
Yeah, my little nephew was telling me about that. He says he's not a fan of her announcing. Said it kind of sounds bad now. So I mean, I don't know if that's the truth. I mean, it's a little kid, so. But I'm good with Lillian Garcia coming back. She's a legend in her own right, So
yeah. So I think we got a little bit of some resolution news, so to say. I believe we got something like that coming up next.
I got two stories.
I got resolution one.
I got the Von Erichs and I got the McMahon case.
That was the resolution one.
Okay. That's what you mean. All right. Resolved thing. Okay, I got you. So, yeah. Well, I guess it's all over now. He's ready to put it behind him. That's what they always say.
Ready to put it behind him. And, of course, he's, again, with a certain speaking point where I did nothing wrong. It was accounting errors, legal errors, which is kind of funny for people to say when it's actual crime, because when you run a business, when you own a business like that, you have to report for every single dime that you spend.
Yeah,
or you're bringing in.
Just trying to say whatever he can,
and then covered it up.
Yeah,
got popped for it.
Yeah,
again, facing consequences for your actions.
Yeah, and I mean,
accountability.
It is what it is. Like I don't know. I thought there was gonna be more of it, so apparently he has to pay a little money, and it's gonna go away.
It's like I think it was like, what was it, $1.4 million? 400,000 of it goes to the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, for so it's 400,000 fine and the return of 1.3 million to WWE, which is presumably related to agreements with women such as Janelle Grant and a WWE former talent. So he's paying roughly 1.3 or essentially $1.7 million
which is chump change to him probably. So, but I mean, we kind of had to guess it was going to end up like this. These big rich guys never really face any real consequences.
He settled out of court.
So money talks. That's apparently that's how the world is.
Money makes the world go round.
So, but I just hope this guy does not come back. I hope this guy does not start trying to get. Dude, you're old. You're like 80 something. Just go off somewhere. Go sit on a beach, son, so we ain't got to think about you anymore, dude. It's done.
Siri, how old is Vince McMahon?
I think late 70s. I want to
79 years old.
Yeah. So just, bro, you're old. Go off. Go, I don't know, sit on a beach and whatever else you want to do.
Crime recognized crime is all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So, whatever. I'm done talking about this guy. Like, I just hope this dude just doesn't come back. Just leave my wrestling alone, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Stay away. Please, just stay away.
Yes, let's end it on some positivity with some good news, man. What do we got good news wise?
Ross and Marshall Von Erich announced that they have signed with AEW. I thought they were already signed. Like,
nope.
I know they working regularly.
Thing. Yeah, I mean they were, so along with Dustin Rhodes, they were the ROH Trios champion. The 6-man champions. Marshall actually tore his right pec, so that's why he was out of action for so long. And I actually got to talk to him about it at the Von Erich Kla La La event, and he said pretty much what it was is he didn't stretch and warm up before they went out there for the match, and he landed off a drop kick wrong and automatically knew something happened. So anyone was wrong, because I didn't know. All I knew was just that he was out with injury, and so when he mentioned it at the live taping of their podcast at the Von Erich Ranch, he had mentioned that he tore it, and but he knew something was wrong after he landed from the drop kick. But he said that he's done with rehab and he's cleared. He was just waiting for the clear for the doctor, for the actual physician, for either Ring of Honor, AEW, ROH, whatever it was. But yes, it was announced that on their debut podcast, the Claw Pod, with Ross and Marshall and a real good friend of theirs, they announced that they have officially signed with AEW.
That's great news, man. Those guys deserve their due. It's time, you know. Legendary family, man. I want to see them on my TV as much as possible. Good old Texas boys. So, yeah, that's great news, man. I'm happy for them. Like, I thought they were already signed, but it's good to see that it's official.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was just like a free agency deal, because that's what was going on with
pay per appearance type deal
with Bishop Khan, who was also, you know, at the time the RCW, River City Wrestling, down in San Antonio. He was their heavyweight champion for a while. And speaking of which, we haven't seen him or Toalona. I think that's who his tag team partner was. We haven't seen them in AEW or ROH for a little bit. I hope they're not gone, because those two were beasts as well too. So
yeah, I haven't even really. Yeah, those two big guys. Or that was the guys that were in the
Gates of Agony.
Yeah, the Gates of Agony. Yeah, that is weird. I haven't really noticed that. But I mean, back to the Von Erichs, man. It's good for those guys. I want to see them on my TV. You know, and I guess we will get to see more. I hope they get right in there in the mix, bro. Right in the mix with those tag team titles.
Hope so. So it's
bring it home to Texas, baby. But yeah, it was good for those guys, man. From what you said, you know, the two good dudes. So
very, very. I mean, when I talked to Marshall, he remembered both of us from seeing us at past events and stuff like that, and definitely very, very personable and all around good dudes.
So, well, and speaking of indies and meeting people, I know you got some stuff you wanted to go through with the indie shows that are coming up in the Texas area and that meet and greet that's going down in Dallas. So what you got for us?
No meet and greets in Dallas. So you're wrong there. But anyways, we have...
Where is it at?
Indie shows and in-store signings.
Oh,
so to top it off, we have TNA Wrestling coming up in a couple weeks down in San Antonio. That Saturday, the 25th, there is an
San Antonio. Okay, my bad. Dallas, same thing.
Hodgepodge-tastic with Mark Dacascos, who was the reiteration of Eric Draven from the Crow films. Double Dragon, Iron Chef America, John Wick #3, Double Dragon. I think I already mentioned Double Dragon, but just a litany of shows, movies. Tia Carrere, yes, Schwing, Wayne's World fame. No, not Relic Hunter. But anyway, True Lies. There was an archaeology show. I can't remember what the name of it was on TNT. Her. She was also in Lilo and Stitch. She was Lilo's older sister, as well as topped off with Rikishi. Yes, Big Oos Rikishi will be joining them for an in-store signing, and that is January 25th and 26th. So as long as you're in town for San Antonio for TNA, also WWE Saturday night's main event, which tickets for that are still extremely ridiculously priced. But if you're if you're in the San Antonio area, come on down to Rolling Oaks Mall. There is also a wrestling shop store where they will actually also be doing wrestling inside their store. They actually have a small little ring set up. So they've got a show
Nifty.
that they'll also be putting a show on during the in-store signing as well. And then February 2nd, we have Baracho Pro, their first event for 2025, Blood, Sweat, and Beers 2. That is, you can see at Pinball's Lakeline, or Lake Creek, whatever you want to call it. Carlos, I think you should come down for that. Come check out.
I know I've been needing to make a
awesome,
Baracho Pro.
You need to come check out some awesome wrestling there at Baracho Pro, man. Their shows always sell out. Like,
I'm hearing good
tickets may not
things.
sell out online, but tickets, it's pretty much sold out shows every single time, whether it be buying tickets online or even there at the door, man. By the time the show's over, it's standing room. Everybody's just about standing up trying to watch and see all the crazy madness that's going on. Also, the same January 25th in Belton, at that, there's a collectible store, Battleground Collectibles, I believe is what it's called, but they are bringing in Matt and Jeff Hardy along with Lex Luger.
Lex Luger, damn.
Yeah. And apparently he is in the process of working with Diamond Dallas Page. His goal is to be able to start walking again.
Yeah, I know he's in a wheelchair.
He's been confined
That
to a
dude,
wheelchair for quite some years.
Diamond Dallas Page, over the years has done some miracles helping these men out. So that's good. He's in the right hands for sure. I mean, we just saw how he did with Butterbean. Butterbean's running now. Thought he would never be able to as long as he lived again.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody can help him out, it's definitely old DDP there. And I just hear that DDP is just a great human being. So.
Inspire Pro has a new venture that they're starting. It's Inspire.
They ain't doing the After Dark no more?
Huh?
They ain't doing After Dark anymore?
After Dark.
Yeah, they had Inspire After Dark. I think that's what they were calling their shows for a little while.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, it's a new venture for Inspire. Still down there at Empire Control, down on 7th Street. They've got an event coming up, their first one of 2025. February 15th at that same Battleground Collectibles, they are bringing in Kane and $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. So
when is that?
February 15th, I believe, is when it is.
I want to try to maybe I can get my little nephew up here. He's a Kane mark, big time.
Yeah, so for all the Caniacs out there, go meet
Canaanites.
Canaanites. Or bring your $1 Million Man belts and get him to sign those belts. And then April 15th, or in April might be April 11th, I believe is when it is. They are also bringing in the hardcore legend Mick Foley to do an in-store as well.
And some big names doing these in-stores, man. That's awesome.
I think, let's see. Yeah, that's it. Just for indie shows. I think MPX has some stuff coming up. Hot Pro Wrestling there in Waco has some stuff coming up. There's that 360 Wrestling as well, has some shows coming up. NWA Texas, collaboration with Dog Pound Championship Wrestling with Rodney Mack and Jazz. They've got some NWA Texas TV tapings coming up. The first one, I believe, is January 19th. And then they've got a couple more through the month of February. So
a lot of good wrestling to get into.
Indie shows in Texas are definitely going to be full throttle this year. But anywhere in Texas, man, go check out indie shows. Texas is,
even if you don't recognize anybody's name on the card, I can guarantee it's still going to be a great time. You know, so. But
yes, anywhere. So this February 2nd, this Baracho Pro show is definitely going to be one to watch, because per my, the interviews that I conducted with Bradley Mann and Brick Savage, Brick's got a hefty opponent coming in from the Kaiju O'Shea Edwards. So this is definitely going to be one to see if Brick.
I thought you were about to say from Kaiju Big Battle. I'm about to say yes.
No. Nope. So this is gonna, like I said, gonna be one to see if O'Shea Edwards can dethrone the World Breaker Brick Savage, or if Brick truly is unstoppable.
So yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, so you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you spread us around. We're trying to get out there more. Give us, curse us out in the comments if you want to. We don't care. That's just engagement. That's all that is.
Tell us. And then, of course, we got AEW in Cedar Park, February 11th.
I saw that.
So I will be around getting interviews, taking footage, getting reactions of people. So
you need to sneak in the back.
Come say what's up.
Go knock on some tour bus doors, bro.
Please,
I don't do that.
I get banned for a lot.
Not a good idea.
Nope, definitely not a good idea. So yeah, so if you see either one of us out at shows, come say what's up. Get yourself featured on camera for a little interview. Just if you just want to come say what's up, whatever, it doesn't matter.
If you want to chest chop me, I'll allow it.
To your boys.
If you want to chest chop me, I'll allow it. If you want to chest chop me, I'll allow it, as long as I can get it on camera. But
and I still am waiting to hear back to see if Rikishi will be doing Sting faces at the in-store signing. So
if you take that, you are a legend. I will say that much. But yeah, thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We're back now. We had us a good little holiday break. Hope you guys had a great holiday as well.
Thank you for everyone who has watched, listened, comment. Let's get those comments going, guys. This is something that we're always asking of you. Just engage with us, man. Either Dropkick or myself will see your comment, we'll reply, we'll interact with you, whatever. So
I'll even send you SP's nudes. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, you guys, get in there. I mean, if you have liked the video, if you don't like it, dislike it. Let us know. That's all engagement. We're not going to know unless you guys let us know. So,
if you feel we need to do something better, do something different,
we're always open to suggestions. Always.
Anything to make the viewership get higher and higher.
And there's a lot of options out there for wrestling news, and for the people that are watching us, we appreciate you guys so much for choosing us. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up, you guys. Hope you guys had a great holiday season. Rest in peace to Jack Stain. Once again, our thoughts and prayers go to the people that are affected by the wildfires in California. I hope better days are on the horizons for you guys. So yeah, take us up, Mr. SP.
For Dropkick Zombie, I'm SP. 3 fingers up for the East. Till then, West Coast. And see you next time.
Really good, y'all. Dirty South up in here as always. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Peace out.
Climate change is real.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. It's cold over here. That doesn't happen. So you're not gonna hear no argument with me on that one. All right,
man. Let's let these people go home.
All right. We're getting long with it here. Good night, everybody.
We two loony guys catching knives with our hype, talking pro wrestling, making all the fans unite. In the ring we swing like a rhyme-making machine with moves so mean, leaving opponents in a dream. You're rocking the mic, flowing tight like a rat. Them no cliche bull with the kings of the mat. From the top rope we go.
Oh, I gotta pee. Shit.
Are you still recording?
No. Ooh.